Good morning, everyone. Well, good evening, because this will go up in the evening. Welcome to Wednesday. So today's sketch is this one, which has 3 circles and 2 horizontal photos. I'm going to turn the sketch this way. Flip the title. And I'm going to use 2 vertical photos. So I'm going to flip this sketch 80 degrees. I'm going to use it in this direction. Having a sketch printed like this works really well when you want to flip it or move it. So that is my plan. I am probably going to, I'm not sure if these will be circles or not. And I'm also not sure if I'll leave them in this orientation or if I'll make this one as big as it is in the sketch. I'm not 100% sure how that's all going to work. I'm definitely going to have the 2 pattern papers. I'm definitely going to have my 2 photos in this orientation. I'm definitely going to have the title and then clusters and stuff. These are the 2 photos I have for today. They are photos of my boys in an art gallery that we visited in a town near us called Ligonier. It's actually a pretty historic town, so you probably have heard of it. And so I'm going to use these 2 photos, and I'm going to play along with Christy's ABC challenge. The second half of January is boys, butterflies, and balloons. And so I've already done a layout that came up on Monday with boys. So this one I'm going to do boys and butterflies because I think butterflies would work really, really well with these photos. And then I'm going to be using some One Canoe 2 products. I have some Creekside, I have some Hazelwood, and I mixed them all together because they coordinated really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pull from these 2 collections some elements and patterns, and I thought that this would work really well because these collections have a lot of kind of cool die cut shapes that I think would match the colors and some of the elements, like there's a butterfly and flowers and the wood and all of that from the art gallery. So that is my plan. Let's get working and see what we come up with. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create like a base to kind of layer my photos and stuff on top of. And so while I do that, let me give you a quick update. I'm so sorry this video is going up late. Yesterday, I knew I wanted it up by 7, so I had it all ready to go. It just needed a voiceover, and my boys had like just a normal routine, no big deal checkup. Well, when we went to the checkup, back up a little bit. So Tuesday night, my oldest son said to me, "Mom, I've got this like lumpy thing on my eye." And he did. He had this little tiny red little like lumpy thing. It didn't hurt. So I said, okay, well, we'll show it to the pediatrician tomorrow. So when we went to the routine checkup, my oldest son showed this little bump on his eye to the pediatrician. And it turned into an emergency visit to the ophthalmologist. And it turned into just craziness. So it was something on his eye that was swelling up. So the pediatrician sent us immediately to the eye doctor, like pretty much kicked us out of his office, which was super scary in and of itself. So his eye was swelling up, and now he's on these steroid eye drops for 10 days, and he should be fine. But it was really scary and really crazy until I got home last night. Like, dinner was late, and my youngest son, I'm a homeschooling mom, so my youngest son didn't get to finish school, and it was just super stressful. So till I got home, the idea of doing a voiceover and getting a video up was like beyond the bottom of the list. So we're getting it up this morning, afternoonish. My youngest son homeschooling had to take priority, so we had to get him going on school early this morning because he's behind now, and craziness. So I apologize that this video is up a bit late. I am creating a base, so I have 2 sheets of pattern paper, that green one and the tealy colored one, And when I put them together on top of each other, I wasn't happy. They weren't popping enough that you could see two separate patterns. So I just cut myself a mat of black cardstock, just a little bit across the edges. And that's just going to give me a nice base. That's also going to add some weight because I'm going to layer up so many embellishments. So I'm playing along. I have my sketch from Shimelle that I'm kind of 80-degree turning. And then I also want to incorporate some butterflies into this layout with my boys to play along with Christy's Beautiful Life ABC Scrappy Challenge. I think that her idea for this challenge is like off the charts, super cool. I love it. I am really looking forward to playing along as much as I can during this year. So now I have my base, and the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get my photos together. I know that I want to add a mat around my photos too as well. And you can see me here. I'm just trying I'm trying to get it like just right, centered on my page. And if you watch my channel often, you know centering things on a page is just not cool. Not something I'm good at. I totally have like a crooked eye. So I chose this light gray bluey paper, and I'm going to use it to map my photos. So somebody asked a question, I think it was Janice, about whether I gut papers or not, and I totally do. I totally do. I know that I haven't done it in a video for a while, but I think that's because I've been really working through my stash, and I have been on a determination. So I'm on a spending freeze this month, so I haven't bought anything, and I am trying really hard to really dig deep into my stash, pull out these older collections, and I haven't been concerned about conserving paper because I just really want to get some of these papers into my layout, into my books. I love my papers. I like to have them on show. I love to have them in my book because I'm going to look at them more in my book than I'm going to look at them sitting in my stash. So I've just been trying to kind of really get my paper used up, but there definitely are papers that I will gut, and I have this cool little cut-a-line guide from My Sweet Petunia that works really, really well for gutting papers. So, because if you watch my channel much, you know I have a guillotine trimmer, which I adore, but it does mean that gutting a paper is a little bit hard, and so I have these fun little cut-a-line guides that help. And as I start to use the new collections that come in, I'm sure I'll be gutting papers. So now I have all of these beautiful die cuts. You saw me put some powder tool on the back of that big tag sticker. So I decided that for my take on the sketch, I'm not going to use circles. I'm going to use a tag. So I have 3 different tags. And then I'm giving myself a place to do some journaling. And then I'm just layering these beautiful die cuts. I'm going with the colors that are in my photos, and I'm going to use the Hello and the Adventure die cut as my title. And when I was going through my One Canoe 2 things, I found these little sprigs of leaves. This is a cut file. It's a cut file from the Silhouette store, and I just cut them. I cut like whole pages of them, so I had lots of these leafy cut files, and then I had put them in with the One Canoe 2 papers and forgotten about them. So I pulled them out, and I was determined to get them all on this layout, which I did. And now I am adding these cute little butterflies. So that really big butterfly doesn't make it on the layout. It was a little bit bigger, and I decided to go with these 2 moths, which are from the Twilight collection, which is still One Canoe 2, because I decided I really wanted to go ahead and get some of those used up. Yeah, when I was going through my 2 bags of One Canoe 2 stuff, I found Twilight things, I found Creekside things, I found Hazelwood things, and so I was just decided we were going to mix and match. One Canoe 2 is probably one of my absolute favorite designers. I really love their stuff. I also love the pink paisley things. They're so cute. So, and again, I'm trying to use up my stash, and Hazelwood is crazy old. It was the first collection that Wanganootu came out with. So I knew I wanted to kind of really dig into the stash and get some of these products onto pages where I can enjoy them. So the next thing I want to work on is my journaling. So I used this was part of a cut apart sheet from a 6x6 pad, and I didn't have a lot of journaling, so I just put a little bit right there on that little journaling spot. And then I added the puffy sticker. I'm going to use these adorable puffy stickers. These puffy stickers are from the Hazelwood collection. I think I ended up buying like 3 packs of these puffy stickers. And I'm going to end up using one whole package of this partial. So I'm using them up. We're getting it. There are some things in life that I just know when it comes out, I need lots and lots of them. So these Hazelwood floral puffy stickers were one of those things. Another thing is Shimelle puffy hearts. Oh, there, you can never have too many Shimelle puffy hearts. The ones from Go Now Go and the ones from Head in the Clouds. I have so many packs of those, but I love them. So I'm going to add some Pop Dots onto this little hello to kind of pop it up. And yep, I'm watching TV on my phone. I have become quite attached to watching TV on my phone while I scrapbook. And I bought this awesome little like holder thing that holds my phone, and it's fabulous. And I keep trying to not get it into my videos, and sometimes I succeed, and sometimes I don't. So sometimes there'll be TV in the corner, like today. Okay, so I am now just sticking down all of these beautiful clusters. I am adding my title, getting stuff popped up, adding some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, which I'm almost out of. I need to order some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. I usually keep a spare, like, unopened container in my Rascog, but I've actually didn't replace it last time, so now I'm like, uh-oh. So these cut files are really delicate, and I am being super careful with them. I'm really glad just that my sewlet even cut them when I cut them, which was probably a couple of years ago, so super happy to get them on a page. And now I'm just gluing all these delicate things down. I love how delicate those little cut files are. I think that they just add something so nice to this layout. So I'm going to get all of my clusters down here pretty quickly. That was a sticker that I put some of that powder tool on so it wasn't sticky anymore, and I could make sure I liked where the placement was. So we have moss, we have butterflies, we have flowers, and we have boys. Yay! And we're going to have more flowers, because as soon as I get this, the last little thing I'm going to do to add that last little detailed finishing touch on this are these puffy flowers. So this is the third layout this week that I haven't stamped on, but don't worry, the stamping is coming. It just worked out that way. I do my videos, or I do my creating completely just out of order and at different times, and I work ahead and things like that. So sometimes there's a week will go by where it will end up being all 12 by 12 videos and no stamping, just because that's how the cookie crumbled. But I have some upcoming projects with some stamping, and tomorrow I have a mixed media layout for Cut to You coming up. So that'll be super fun. Here are all of the close-ups. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. You'll find Shimelle's blog post down below. I don't have any guest designers today, and thank you so much. See you all again later. Bye.